Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Sweet Protection Fluxer MIPS cycling helmet. Sweet Protection's new Fluxer MIPS helmet is a lightweight and highly ventilated helmet that's designed for warm weather riding. The Fluxer takes styling cues from the aerodynamic Sweet Protection Falconer helmet, but optimizes it for comfort and ventilation. In terms of packaging, you can see a really simple cardboard box. It's actually very small. They're usually a little bit larger with a kind of a cutout, but this one is very compact and form-fitting. You can see the version we have here and the color scheme, and then very basic branding with just the Sweet Protection logo on top. I'll go ahead and open this up and go over the specs. Retail price on this is $200, so it sits in between their more expensive Falconer and then more affordable helmets. This uses MIPS Air Nodes, so they're little flexible attachments on the actual foam pieces that help with rotational impact, lets everything move around. Use their STACC ventilation system, which is designed to optimize airflow and maintain your body temperature. It uses their 360-degree Occigrip Fit System, so you can see fully adjustable rear cradle, a dial, and then the whole cradle moves up and down with lightweight nylon wraparound construction. You also have eyewear grippers, so you can use this with your Sweet Protection sunglasses or anything else, and you can see the outer channels have a little rubber gripper on them. And it's also, again, highly ventilated, so pretty wide and open with deep air channels on the inside. In terms of what comes with it, obviously you get the helmet. You get almost a booklet here. You can see it's quite thick with the safety information in just about every language. You get a nice fabric carrying case. So you can see it's quite glossy, and it's a great way to store the helmet when you're not using it and to travel with it. You get a replacement front pad, which is also a nice feature you don't typically see. And all these pads, again, are removable, so you can see they're just Velcroed on. So you can just pull the whole thing off. And then that's about it. Now let's take a look at the weight of the helmet. We have it in the medium-large variation. So on our scales, it comes out to 290, so quite light. The Sweet Protection Fluxer MIPS helmet is the brand's most ventilated road cycling helmet. Visually, it shares a lot of styling cues from the Falconer with its swoopy vertical vent design and premium appearance. You also have a fully finished design, so you can see the bottom shell covers up the entire rim. And you have a very sharp line between the bottom edge and then the top portion. You can see all the boundaries between the shell and the foam are also nice and sharp, so looks and feels expensive. Sweet Protection offers this helmet in 6 different unique colors, from your standard white and black to light purple and green. We have probably one of the coolest options, the Barbera Metallic, which is inspired from a BMW car color. Sweet Protection combines this almost purple color with the satin finish on the exterior. And then you have these glossy inserts, and if the sun hits it at the right angle, it actually has nice metallic flakes in there, so that's the metallic portion of it. So a pretty cool looking helmet, and you can see quite unique. It reminds me a lot of the POC helmets, as you don't typically see these kind of color scheme. So it's great to see them venture out of the standard white and black colors. And because Sweet Protection is also a Norwegian company, you can see very minimal and sleek branding. You just have the Sweet Protection logo on the front. It's printed on the side, and then Fluxer on the rear, which almost looks like it would accept some sort of taillight with this little cutout. You can see tons of vents here, big vents on the back, a little rib that connects the front and back here. And then on the top, you can see it's mostly open except for this one cross brace. They've also done a really good job with the air channels, so you can see how thin the top is, and then these thicker ribs running down the middle. And if you look on the inside, you can see those channels are wide and open. There's also a nice little cutout here, prevent fogging on your sunglasses. And then this has their STACC ventilation system, which consists of specially placed vents to go around your head and regulate your body temperature. Inside, you can see it's just the EPS foam along with the MIPS Air. So it's pretty subtle. The MIPS Air is just the attachment point between the actual foam and the helmet. So these all have a little bit of play to them so they can move back and forth. It's a low friction connector, which gives you the benefits of MIPS without that big heavy liner. And that's why everything is so open here. So deep air channels that go front to rear and let air go right through it. The retention system on here is also pretty simple. It's a 360-degree Occigrip design. This whole thing is supposed to be vastly improved from previous versions. So you can see it's a little bit more of an oval shape. Very lightweight construction with this rear dial. And you can see when I adjust it, it kind of pulls everything together. You have this thin plastic strap that runs through the front. Lightweight nylon straps. Non-adjustable side straps, so you can see these are actually fixed in place. And a lightweight plastic buckle. What's unique about this dial though, it's very thin and sort of protrudes out, so you only have the small area to rotate it. So unlike normal dials, which have a big surface, this one's a little bit smaller, which makes it a little bit harder to handle as it's a little bit more narrow than the body. The nice thing about this rear cradle though, it is fully adjustable. So you can see I just push down and it has little tabs. They've also done a nice job with the rear cradle. Big, soft, smooth surface, and it's supposed to be ponytail friendly as it doesn't extend too far out. Then if it's open here, you can actually put your hair through here if needed. Here you can see the helmet on the road. We have a cool 360 shot that shows you the full profile. It has a nice, thin, shallow road cycling design. So you can see it doesn't really extend very far in the back. And it doesn't look like a mushroom as it's a pretty sleek helmet. Really like this metallic finish on this, especially in the sunshine. It really shines with the glossy inserts and then the satin outer portions. So they've done a good job with the design on this. It stands out, still looks like a Sweet Protection helmet, but gives you a more premium fit and finish. Overall, the helmet's lightweight, easy to adjust, so really comfortable. Really appreciate all the ventilation. You have a lot of vents on here and then deep channels on the inside. They keep you cool, so even if you're doing a long climb, you're always nice and cool. The only downside with the helmet is that the rear dial is pretty thin, so it's a little bit harder to grasp and you can't adjust the side strap. So if that's something you typically adjust, you might want to try this on first. Otherwise, it's a nice lightweight helmet that's great for road cycling. Now let's compare the Sweet Protection Fluxer with other helmets. We actually have the Ventral spin here. So you can see this is more aerodynamic helmet, so less vents. They've actually blocked out the top portion. But visually they're quite similar. They both have a very modern and simple design. And they both have unique color schemes. With the POC, we have this nice light green. And with the Sweet Protection, we have the metallic color here, which again, really unique, especially with the glossy and then the satin finish. We also have the Limar helmet here. You can see this is the Air Stratos. And you can see both lightweight, well ventilated. The Limar is a little bit more attitude with the front vents. That reminds me more of an Italian sports car. You can see the insides of these are both pretty open, while the Sweet Protection actually has the MIPS, and then the Limar has the MIPS Air as well. So you can see how subtle they are. With these, you can barely tell. With this foam design, it's a little bit more obvious where the air nodes are, while the Sweet Protection one is a little bit more concealed into the actual holder of all these pad pieces. So you don't have these big pad pieces like you have with a Limar. But you can see Limar has a really cool color scheme. Pretty similar amount of venting, but with the Sweet Protection, it's just a little bit more open. And you can see they both have these narrow profiles, so very shallow. So you can see how flat this is, so you don't have big extension on the rear like you do with the mountain biking helmet. We also have the Smith Trace here. This is the Get Wild color scheme, so really bright. This actually has corrode technology, so you can see this is the corrode shell. It's almost like the wave cell with this three-dimensional structure inside the front vents, as well as the MIPS liner here. So you get a combination of a more traditional MIPS liner and then that additional corrode technology, while this one you just get the MIPS and the EPS foam. But again, both shallow fits, and this one's just a lot brighter with all these colors. But the nice thing about the Sweet Protection one is the vents are more open. So with this one you actually have these zonal corrode, which blocks the airflow a little bit compared to a fully open channel. Now let's go over the pros and cons of the Sweet Protection Fluxer helmet. What I like about it is you have a lot of unique colors, so instead of just black and white, you have the more unique green and the metallic finish that we have here. It also has a lightweight construction and premium feel with the included bag for storage. It also has a large internal channel, so despite having MIPS and all the EPS foam, they've really done a great job of ventilation and keeping air flowing through it. The main negatives with this helmet is the fact that you have non-adjustable side straps, which is something you typically see with lighter weight helmets. And also the rear dial has a small contact area as it only has a small protruding area. So it can be a little bit harder to grab with gloves. Taking everything into account would give the helmet a 9.1 out of 10. It's a sleek and lightweight road cycling helmet. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.